Greetings viewers, Eric the Car Guy here, also known as ETCG1 on this channel, and today's topic is about my 2001 Acura Integra GSR. Yes, that's right. I purchased it last year from a customer of mine, and I've been waiting to purchase this car for 15 years. It's okay, I'm just messing with you. Hey, if it's your birthday, happy birthday. I just wanted to see how many of you were paying attention. Put down your fingers, step away from the keyboard. My 2001 GSR, I was there when it was born. I was there when it came into the dealership and was purchased, and serviced it for 15 years. And each and every time it came in for a service, I said to her, hey, if you ever go to sell this car, make sure I'm the first phone call. Well, the day finally came last year, and I was the first phone call, and I said, I got to have me that car. I've been waiting way too long. I've owned, I think, 5 Integras. Yeah, I think 5 Integras over the years. For me, an Integra is one of the best Hondas ever made. Either the GSR like this one, which is the ultimate, well, second ultimate version. The ultimate version would be the Type R, which we'll get to in a minute. And then there's the LS model, which has the smaller, well, the non-VTEC engine in it. So there's VTEC and then there's non-VTEC. And I've owned non-VTECs, and this is the second VTEC one that I've owned, or at least been a part of. And then there's also, as I said, the Type R, which at the time when it came out, it was the engine with the most naturally aspirated horsepower per displacement. So it was 1.8 liters that produced 199 horsepower. It was pretty impressive for the time. I mean, these days we do that almost routinely, but you know, back in 1997, I believe, was when the first one was made. That was pretty impressive, and Honda, in my opinion, at that time was at the top of their game. Like I said, I've owned 5 of these cars, and I've loved each and every one of them. Love the way they handle, love the fact that you can put so much stuff in the back of them. I mean, when you flop those back seats down, you got a ton of room back there. I'm struggling with this one because I've always wanted to build an Integra, you know, because I could. I was an Acura technician. For those of you not in the know, I was an Acura technician, Acura Honda technician for 8 years at the dealership, and also a couple years outside of that. So it's safe to say that I've got 10 years Acura Honda experience. I'm pretty well versed, particularly in these cars. As I said, I was there when this one was born. I serviced it all its life. Nobody knows it better, especially this car. And as far as Integras go, the fact that I've owned so many and worked on so many, I know a fair amount of stuff about Acuras, and in particular the Acura Integra. So in other words, I know my way around it. I can do pretty much whatever I want to this car. I can take it all down to nothing, put it all back together pretty much with my eyes closed, which is great. However, when I think about this car, and I think about all the other cars that have come before it, and all the other cars, Integras that I've worked on, both Integras that were really well done and others not so much. In fact, most of them fall into the latter category. I've seen a lot of butchered Integras out there, and you don't really see them anymore. I mean, this was 2001. This is the last year that they made them. After this, they went to the RSX, which people say is the same car, and I'm like, no. An RSX and an Acura Integra are 2 completely different vehicles. I prefer the Integra over the RSX. The RSX was supposed to be a step up, but in my opinion, the suspension is the main thing. They went from the cool short arm, long arm suspension that this thing had and went to a McPherson strut style suspension. To me, that sort of spelled the beginning of the end. I was not an RSX fan. I was also not an S2000 fan. I know, I'm really creating some enemies here, but I've always loved the Integras. Always thought they were awesome. Always loved the way they were put together. And here's a fun fact. Honda actually lost money on selling the Acura Integra early on. They put too much into it, and as a result, they were selling them at a loss. I think that's kind of a cool, interesting fact. But anyway, getting back to what I'm thinking as far as the 2001 Integra GSR is concerned. My thoughts, like I said, were to make it into a performance car. Actually, more specifically, I wanted to make it into a Type R clone. So in other words, I wanted to take this GSR and turn it into something that would look very similar to and perform similar to a Type R, which was also a stock vehicle. But there are a few things about the Type R. Well, I don't think any of them came with sunroofs to save weight. Also had much bigger brakes. And here's the thing. As far as my impressions of the Type R over the GSR, having driven both, I can say that the Type R, as far as engine performance is concerned, it's really difficult to tell the difference between the two, because the Type R, like I said, had almost 200 horsepower. These, I think, were rated somewhere around 170 or 180. I can't remember the exact number, but it was in the high 100. It was not 200. So the Type R had about 20 horse over this one. And really, I think they got that just because, well, they lightened the internals and everything, and they made it so they could rev the engine more. So instead of having an 8,000 RPM redline, I believe the Type R had like an 85. And horsepower is torque times RPM, so the greater you can raise the RPM, well, divided by 52. The greater that you can raise the RPM, the greater horsepower potential you have. So in other words, it's a long way of saying I think they spun the engine faster, and that's where they got more power. But as I said, as far as seat of the pants, I didn't feel that the Type R was that much more powerful. Not to say that it wasn't, but that much more powerful than a stock GSR. What the Type R did have, what it really excelled at, which really impressed me. Number one, the braking was fan-frickin-tastic. The braking on a Type R is phenomenal. Handling also. So braking and handling over a stock GSR Type R would wipe the floor with it. It is an awesome car in that regard. So that was my thinking, is that I would swap things over and turn this into a Type R. And basically, like I said, make myself a Type R clone, switch it over from the 4-lug to 5-lug. And here's an interesting thing. Looking at the brakes on that Type R, I would wager that they're Accord brakes. Think about it. They're a manufacturer. They've got stuff laying around, and if they want bigger brakes, really there would be very little modification to take some of their existing parts and just put larger brakes on a smaller car. It's just the same way you do when you want to make a car go fast. You put more power into it, or you shed weight. So with brakes, you put bigger ones on, you're going to get more stopping power. So if they had bigger brakes lying around, which they did, they made them for a lot of different vehicles, but I think they took like Accord brakes, a car that weighs a lot more than an Integra does, and they put those brakes on here. And I think that is the reason why the brakes were so phenomenal. They weren't any dual piston, any kind of, they didn't look like anything special to me. They looked like regular Honda brakes, just off a larger vehicle. And then there was also a lot of stiffening of the chassis that they did in the Type R as well. There are certain areas that they went through and they put support bracing in the back in particular, that made it into a Type R. There was also one underneath that tied where the lower control arms attach. So they did what they could to beef up the structure of the car too, which I think helped with the handling a great deal. So that gets back to what my thinking was, is making it into a Type R type of vehicle. So in other words, sticking with the stock theme and going with Type R stuff and making it look like a Type R but not be a Type R. There's a fairly easy way to tell if you're looking at a clone Type R and an actual Type R. A couple of things. First, an actual Type R is going to have 5 lugs, but you can switch those over like I'm talking about. But all Type Rs have a numbered plate on the armrest that says what number production it was. So if it doesn't have that numbered plate on the armrest, it's not a real Type R. That's like the quickest, easiest way to tell. Look for that numbered plate. If you don't see it, it's not a Type R. It's something somebody messed with. But let's get back to what this car actually is. And what this car could be called a survivor, meaning that it's a 2001 now, it's 2017. It survived all this time without being modified, other than the header that I put on recently, which I still have the old exhaust manifold that I could go back to at any time. So other than that header, it has had no real modifications. Oh, the stereo also. I hate the stereo that's in this car. Ugh, really hate it. And I'm not saying the stock Honda one was really great. I'm just saying that the one that's in it now, it's not so good. So those are the only 2 things that are really not stock about the car. In other words, I could take this car back to stock. I could clean up the body, get it all fixed up in that regard, and basically make it a restoration of a 2001 Acura Integra GSR. That, in my opinion, would have the most value. Because as I've said in the past, modified cars lose their value because of the modifications that are done to them. Those modifications may work for you, but may not work for the person who wants to buy it. So therefore, it devalues the vehicle. Anything that is untouched, anything that is all original. I was at Barrett-Jackson earlier this year. I know all about this. The all original stuff, the factory stuff, is what holds its value. So this is where I struggle. Like I said, there's no better person on the planet, I believe, to take care of this car and turn it into whatever it's going to turn into than me. With that said, the direction I could go, which could potentially double its value in 10 years is just to keep it a stock GSR. Clean up the stock wheels, clean up the car, just put this thing back to the way it was when it was factory new. I got them off the truck. I know what they look like when they're new. I was there. I know how they perform, I know how they drive, I know everything about it. So, I mean, I could go to an Acura show right now and judge Integras and say, okay, that's factory, that's correct, that's not. Even down to like where they put paint on things to mark that they'd been inspected. That's my dilemma with this Integra. I mean, I'm pretty much there now. I've been driving the heck out of it since the Fairmont is still in pieces and not ready to be on the road yet. This has been my main driving car during the summer. In fact, I just put a new set of tires on it. So I put a new set of Michelins on it, and it is, oh, it's so sweet. I'm just driving a stock GSR around, and I'm loving it. I don't feel like I need more power or any of that kind of stuff. It just feels good driving the car. So what do I do? What do I do? Do I turn it into a stock car, or do I go for the Type R thing that I was going to go for and paint it pearl white and put a big old wing on it? The Type Rs did come with that big wing on the back. I don't know. So I'll put it out to you, the group, and I just wanted you to know I'm thinking about this car. I'm thinking about my other builds, and yes, I know I really need to finish my Fairmont before I start on something else. But you're always thinking of stuff, and this channel is about discussions, so that's what we're doing, right? Right? Anyway, before this truck just starts getting really loud outside of my garage door, I'm going to close this video out. I will put links in the description to videos about this car and repairs that I've done in this car. So if you want to learn more about it, I told you about the trucks. So if you want to learn more about it, please check the description for that additional information. Also, there'll be a link in the description to ericthecarguy.com, which is where I ask you go if you have automotive questions. Outside of that, be safe, have fun, stay dirty. I want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. And I will see you next time.